You've tried to build habits before, maybe 100 times. Wake up earlier, work out more, read every day, eat better. And every single time, same story. Strong for a week, gone by week 2. Here's what nobody told you. The problem was never your discipline. It was never your motivation. It was never you. You were just fighting your own brain, and your brain was winning. Today, we're gonna stop fighting it and start working with it instead.
First, let's kill the biggest myth in the self-improvement space. Habits are not built in 21 days. That number came from a plastic surgeon in the 1960s who noticed patients took about 3 weeks to get used to their new appearance. That's it. That's where the whole 21 days thing came from. Not science, not neuroscience, a plastic surgeon making a casual observation. Real research shows habit formation takes anywhere from 18 to 254 days depending on the person and the behavior. But here's what matters more than the timeline. A habit isn't a decision you keep making. It's an automated brain shortcut. Your nervous system literally rewires itself so the behavior happens without you having to think about it. That's what you're actually building, not discipline, a shortcut.
Your brain is constantly trying to save energy. Here's something wild about your brain. It makes up about 2% of your body weight, but burns 21% of your total resting energy. Your brain is expensive to run, and it knows it. So your nervous system is constantly looking for ways to make things cheaper and faster. When you repeat a behavior in the same context, same time, same place, same trigger, your brain goes, okay, we're doing this again. Let me automate it so we stop wasting energy. That's literally what a habit is, your brain being efficient. Learning something new costs energy. Your brain doesn't love that, but once it decides something is worth automating, it builds a neural pathway that runs the behavior almost on its own. This is why habits feel effortless once they're locked in, and why building them feels hard at the start. You're paying the upfront energy cost so your brain can automate it later. Every single habit, good or bad, runs on the same loop. Cue, craving, routine, reward. The cue is the trigger, the thing that kicks the behavior off. Your alarm goes off, that's a cue. You sit at your desk, cue. You get stressed, cue. The craving is the anticipation. Your brain starts wanting the reward before it even gets there. The routine is the actual behavior, the thing you do. The reward is what your brain gets at the end that makes it want to run the loop again. When a behavior is repeated in a consistent context, your brain wires together the trigger, the action, and the outcome into one seamless circuit. Over time, that circuit strengthens, and the behavior becomes more and more automatic. This is why bad habits are so hard to break. The loop is already wired. The circuit is already built. Your brain doesn't want to waste energy rebuilding something it already automated. And this is why building good habits works best when you deliberately design the loop instead of hoping willpower carries you through.
Think of your brain like a forest, and your habit is a trail through that forest. The first time you walk it, it's rough. There's no path. You have to push through bushes and figure out where you're going. It takes effort. But every time you walk that same path, it gets a little clearer, a little easier. The vegetation gets pushed back. The ground gets worn down. Eventually, the path is so clear and obvious that you barely have to think about where you're going. Your feet just go. That's exactly what repetition does to your neural circuits. Every time you repeat the behavior in the same context, the circuit gets stronger, faster, and more automatic. Eventually, the cue activates the circuit before you even consciously decide to do the thing. It just happens. That's the goal. Build the path, walk it consistently, let your brain do the rest. So if all of this is true, why do so many habit plans collapse? One reason: they overwhelm the brain. When the goal feels too big, your brain resists. Big, rigid habit goals spike what neuroscientists call perceived effort and threat. When your energy is low, and everybody has low energy days, your nervous system defaults back to the familiar, the comfortable, the already automated. This is why all or nothing plans always collapse under stress and fatigue. I work out for an hour every single day, no exceptions. Sounds disciplined, but the day you're exhausted, sick, or overwhelmed, you miss once, then the shame kicks in, then you quit entirely. The brain didn't fail, the plan failed. It asked too much. Make your habit impossible to fail. That's the actual goal.
This is where it gets really practical. And honestly, this is the thing that changed how I think about habits completely. It's called the elastic habit system, inspired by the work of Stephen Geis. And the idea is simple. Instead of one rigid target, you give yourself 3 levels: mini, plus, elite. Mini is the absolute minimum, the floor, the thing you could do even on your worst day. Plus is the middle, your normal, solid effort. Elite is the full version, your best day performance. Here's the example. Working out. Mini, 20 push-ups. That's it. Takes 2 minutes. Plus, 20-minute workout. Elite, 60-minute full training session. On low energy days, do the mini. You still showed up. The circuit still fired. The trail still got walked. On high energy days, go elite. Crush it. Here's the key insight. Consistency wires the brain. Intensity is optional. Your brain doesn't care if you did 20 push-ups or a full hour session. What it cares about is, did the loop run? Did the cue trigger the behavior? Did the reward follow? Every time the loop runs, the circuit gets stronger. A mini habit done every day beats an elite habit done 3 times and abandoned. Last piece. This is the actual strategy for making habits stick at a neurological level. 3 things. Control the cue, reduce friction, lower the threat level. Control the cue. Design your environment so the trigger is obvious and automatic. Want to read more? Put the book on your pillow. Want to work out in the morning? Sleep in your gym clothes. The cue should be impossible to miss. Reduce friction. Make the desired behavior as easy to start as possible. Every extra step between you and the habit is an opportunity for your brain to bail. Remove the steps. Remove the decisions. Lower the threat level. This is where the 3-level system comes in. When the minimum is small enough that it doesn't feel threatening, your brain stops resisting. When you work with your nervous system instead of against it, behavior change stops feeling like a battle. It starts feeling almost effortless. And that's not a hack, that's neuroscience. Let's bring it all together. Habits aren't decisions you keep making. They're automated brain shortcuts built through repetition. Your brain runs on a cue, craving, routine, reward loop. Every time that loop runs, the neural circuit gets stronger. Most habit plans fail because they overwhelm the brain and collapse under stress. The fix is building flexible habits with a mini, plus, and elite level, and designing your environment to make starting as easy as possible. Here's your one action for tonight. Pick one habit you've been trying to build. Set a mini level so small it feels almost embarrassing, something you could do in under 2 minutes on your worst day. That's your starting point, not the elite version, not the perfect version, the version your brain can actually automate. Start small, stay consistent. Let the circuit build. Subscribe for more videos like this every week, and let's actually make this stick.